2011, and it is the tsunami that hit Fukushima, and that are the huge earthquake and tsunami killed almost 60,000 people too, and retreated the meltdown at Fukushima power plant. More than 100,000 people had to be evacuated a large part of the countryside. And in sea contaminated by nuclear manager, Japan relied on nuclear power for 13% of its energy needs. After the earthquake, it has to shut down all 48 of its reactors, and government that time says at the time says it would begin passing out nuclear energy. So saddening the countries was really on the foreign and energies import, which are less cooling and more expensive. That's why the new government has been pushing hard for the nuclear plant to get back online. But opinion says that the problem the problem that is concerned over than economic than about safety. 57% of Japanese polls says they oppose restarting the central reactor, which is the first to be restarted. They say the despite total safety standards imposed since the earthquake, the government hasn't done enough to prevent a meltdown. And Japanese geography is one of the most seismically active places on Earth. Other countries like Germany, Spain, and France has a similar reliance on nuclear power, but they have the advantage of not being hit by an advantage of 2,000 earthquake per years. So making uh, making residents even more nervous is Mountain Aoyama, a volcano 40 miles from this end, and plane that has been showing increased activity resident. And the government insists that most of the area around Fukushima will be safe enough to leave it again soon. It wants people to start moving back there in 2070, and the monthly bill occupants receive will be end around then. People who don't want to move back is and who rely on the payment says they'll be forced to go back to an area that might still be contaminated. Despite the opposition, they still say they want the stability to the going home will give them. So the conclusion is that Japan should back in nuclear power is a right move, and that is my oral report. Thanks for listening.